process for me. Hello. Night, genuine love, respect. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Hope all is well in your end. Have a safe day and have a safe remaining week. Hey, how you doing? It's the thought process for me. What's going on? you know, it's really the thought process for me, for real, for real. It's been going on for a couple of generations now, or whatever the case may be, and I say that respectfully because it's the mindset for me. How a man can go out his way and be so invested in a female in a toxic way at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully when it comes to drama. Them creating their own narrative at the end of the day. Like, ma'am, sir, how you doing? It's the thought process for me. It should be no reason why you so invested at the end of the day in females' problems. And I say female problems to the point where you're so invested as to you're not sleeping with somebody, but you're so concerned as to who she's sleeping with. And she's a grown-ass woman. It be that part for me. You hating ass. I said what I said. It be the mindset for me. Ma'am, sir, at once upon a time, it used to be kind of cute or whatever the case may be because you wanted the brownie points to get the person who you was trying to talk to or whatever the case may be, whether you little dibble and dabble in the conversation or whatever, but when you do a little bit too much to the extreme, fall back. Fall back. Stand in man's place. It be the mindset for me. She doesn't need protecting. Ain't nobody trying to bring harm towards her. You doing too much. And then the disrespect behind it, it be the mindset for me. How you can sit here and paint a narrative, regardless if it was 10, 20 years ago, who she's had sex with, a couple of months ago, who she had sex with at the end of the day. Why is that your business? Did she give you something that you can't get rid of, that you're so mad about? It be the thought process for me. Because you got so much animosity, worry about somebody else's, what they got going on between their legs or whatever the case may be. And you ain't their parent. Let alone y'all not even in a situation. Let alone y'all never even been in a situation for you to even be feeling threatened and intimidated at the end of the day. It be the mindset for me. And then you get mad when words get exchanged because somebody's telling you to stay in your place as a man. And then you want to disrespect a female because you got controlling issues. It be the mindset for me. First of all, ma'am, sir, how you doing? It should be no reason why you even entertaining a female on that type of level at the end of the day. You need to be staying in your lane. Why are you so invested in someone's private life like that? When they're not bringing harm towards nobody, let alone themselves. They just mind their business living free. It's the mindset for me. Now words get exchanged within getting exchanged. Now you're disrespecting her. And then you want to sit there and play victim. Too much female tendencies for me. Like, you're doing way too much. It be the mindset for me. How men, not all, because not a lot of men like to do she say, she say. It be the thought process for me. To actually engage in these type of conversations when it comes to females. They like to mind their business. Real men mind their business when it comes to females. And I say that respectfully. Not unless they trying to, protect they neighbor or they sister. That's the only way you see a man really stepping up and saying something. But nowadays, they don't even do that. It be the mindset for me. They rather sneak diss you, humiliate you, because they got low self-esteem within themselves. Wow, it's the mindset for me. And then when you speak up on this topic, you're wrong. It be the mindset for me. It shouldn't matter at the end of the day. What a female got going on in her life, especially when she don't have malicious intentions to bring harm towards you or others around you. And for you to put your 2 cents into something that you don't know what you're talking about at the end of the day, and you're painting your own delusional narrative to a description that you feel like is comfortable for you to, attach yourself to, you're only playing in your own face, respectfully. You got too much time in a day to sit there and disrespect a female at the end of the day. Too much time out of your time within your day to disrespect the female when you could be investing your time within your time in yourself. Within yourself. And I say that respectfully. It's the mindset for me. Or how men antagonize certain fights. Or how men sit there and watch certain things be displayed with them being displayed of certain females and they get in the middle of it. When they should have been minding their business. I never understood that how a man can sit there and antagonize a situation when it comes to two women fighting each other. Or, you know, how could you actually allow that to arouse you at the end of the day? It doesn't make any sense to me. Because there's nothing cute or attractive about it. Not even a little bit. To see your neighbors going toe-to-toe with each other for no reason. It be the mindset for me. Or you sit here and paint a delusional description to somebody that you feel like you do because you don't like them and you want to antagonize them, and because you know that they don't speak back. You just want to have controlling issues and antagonize their character at the end of the day because you know they're not going to fight back with words. And you're supposed to be a man, and that's a female. But you're looking for a reaction out of a female. It's the mindset for me. It's too many men that I have came across that wouldn't even give a female the time and the day to exchange words to go back and forth with them. Only the men who actually have low self-esteem within themselves, or they have controlling problems within themselves, and they don't respect themselves, will go back and forth with a female. And I say that respectfully. A real man is not going to go back and forth with a female. For what? Are you serious? It takes up too much time and energy, and you look weak. That's a female at the end of the day. It's the mindset for me. It's the mindset for me. It's just starting to happen a little bit too much. How overly grown men that said that they grown at the end of the day sit here and disrespect women. And these are the same men who say they have children. Until somebody disrespect their children, then they understand to stay in their own lane. Because now they're reevaluating their own karma that they dished out at the end of the day when they disrespected a woman when they should have been staying in their place. You know, like I said, this is not for all, but hey, it's the thought process for me. It became the norm of the norm for men to sit there and have just not just pillow talks about females, but it's just more so the disrespect and the intentions behind it. Wow. It be the mindset for me. But you're such a man though, right? Okay. But then, when you get an individual that acknowledge your awareness that you're not aware of within yourself, what you just did, you want to sneak diss them, disrespect them, and all types of toxic behavior. I never understood that. Why a man pumps his chest out to a female. It never made sense to me. That's still a female regardless. Then you would sit here and use words as to, I will punch this bitch in their face. I will hurt you, bitch. All these toxic words within toxic words of physical, verbal abuse. All the animosity. Ma'am, sir, why? You ever been minding your business within minding your business and you have to reevaluate your thought process and say to yourself, did I just witness what I just saw? To reevaluate the situation and say, you know what, I gotta mind my business, but at the same time too, that person didn't have malicious intentions when it came to that young man. But that young man has controlling issues. So because he has controlling issues at the end of the day, he feels that he can lash out on any female that he chooses to. Because he doesn't have self-control within himself. It's the mindset for me. Oh, this is another topic I want to talk about too. I feel like it's very disrespectful when it comes to sexual orientation. Females. Regardless to how a female dresses at the end of the day, because you do have straight females who love to be comfortable in their skin, you know, like they love to dress down and wear sweats and, you know, throw a fitted on or whatever the case may be and just chill and mind their business. And sometimes people get wrongly profiled. That's the part I want to talk about. I never understood the fact that you're quick to say, oh, well, you're a dyke or whatever the case may be. If you want to be a boy, you want to act like a man, you get dealt like a man. What? Are you dumb, retarded, deaf, stupid, or what? It's the mindset for me. It really is, because at the end of the day, for you to have that narrative in your brain cells, at the end of the day, it just goes to show you how bothered you truly are by a female. And I say that respectfully. You know, we're not going to get into that topic. It's the thought process for me. I really feel like it's very disrespectful. It really is. Because just like that, that could be your relative, that could be your child. And the narrative behind what I'm trying to say at the end of the day, would you want someone disrespecting your folks when you're not around? It's just the mindset for me. How the one-sided mindset comes to par. Like I never understood this. Somebody can say, excuse me, sir, and the man would sit there and catch your attitude. What you sucking your teeth for, sir? It's the mindset for me. You acting like a female, a little bit too much. Hold on, pause. The person just said, excuse me. And the first thing that you'll want to do is jump in this person's face or whatever the case may be and say what you say and disrespect them. Like, for what? They not even bothering you. It could be as simple, excuse me, or excuse me, you misunderstood what I said. 9 out of 10, that's how it happens. It do. And it's sad to see a man label himself as a man and supposed to be carrying himself like a man, but is carrying himself as an immature, a immature child in an oversized grown adult body, acting his shoe size, not his body weight size. And I say that respectfully. It's the mindset for me. It's very disrespectful to acknowledge these type of conversations. What happened to the uplifting conversations? Why are you so threatened and intimidated by somebody at the end of the day? Because it's something that was told to you and you believe the narrative behind it. You know, not all people are bad people, just like all men are not bad people, right? That's how you would want to look at it, right? It's funny how we sit here and judge a book by its cover. Then you reevaluating your life at the end of the day, saying to yourself is, you know what? I apologize, neighbor. I do. You know what? I could take accountability and apologize because I did too much. It's the mindset for me. Or a man could be intimidated by a female. He could be out and about, and the female could be out and about with her homegirls or whatever the case may be. It's just that one dude, that one weird dude. You weird. You see a young lady not giving you time and day. You go from one friend to the next friend to the next friend to the next friend. You're doing too much. Now you want to sit there and sneak diss somebody and disrespect them. Why? Why? Because nobody wants to give you time and day? First of all, don't nobody want to talk to you. You done went from one person to the next person to the next person to the next person. First of all, you didn't even do it individually. You did it while everybody was standing in one spot. It's the mindset for me. You ain't got no game. Hello, it's the mindset for me. And they already looking at you like you a lame. You probably get that one person in a group, brokey, that probably give you time and day. I'm just saying. It's the thought process for me. It's very disrespectful to see that men really are threatened by a female. It doesn't matter what the scenario can be. And I'm not saying all men, but it's very disrespectful to know at the end of the day, if somebody's not trying to give you time and day, and they say dismiss yourself, dismiss yourself. Why are you disrespecting somebody? Why? Because you got controlling issues. You got confidence issues. You do. You have self-esteem problems. You don't even know how to respect yourself to respect a woman. A woman. You don't know how to respect a woman. It's the mindset for me. It's really, it's disrespectful beyond disrespectful. Because you don't get no brownie points for that at all. When you show respect to a female, you get brownie points. You get the utmost respect because you know how to respect yourself to respect a female. If you don't know how to respect a female, ain't nobody gonna respect you. And they gonna see what's right in front of them. Even trying to have before having a conversation with you, you a lame. Get out their face. That's it's quick and simple. You a lame. Cause your attention is not good. And don't nobody want no lame. Hello? Especially a lame who disrespects females. That type of lame. It's a difference. Calling her out her name. For what? And then when she speaks back, you don't like that. Now you wanna get confrontational. Regardless of her sexual orientation, don't matter. Now you wanna get confrontational. How what you gonna do to her and all this toxic stuff. What? First of all, it be the mindset for me. How when you reevaluate your life, a man just cursed you out 60 seconds ago and you didn't do nothing besides say, you know what, bro? I apologize. My fault, bro. My fault, bro. Yo, respect. You a lame. You ain't have all that animosity towards homeboy, but you got all the animosity in the world towards a female? It's the mindset for me. Like, for real, like, where they do that at? I never understood that. And it happens too much. A little boy, I'm going to say little boy, in an overly grown body that asks his shoe size, not his body weight, would not apply that same energy to another man, but would quickly disrespect a female until he comes across the right female. Because not everybody's for play. And I say that respectfully. It's the mindset for me. Because you have abandonment issues, because of whatever trauma you dealt with as a child, and it went into your adulthood, and you don't know how to respect a female. But then when a man presses you and say, yo, why did you just disrespect the female? Now you want to plead the fifth. You didn't do nothing. Nah, it was just a misunderstanding, son. Nah, chill down. It wasn't even like that. Nah, it wasn't even like that. What wasn't it like? You just said get everybody in their family to come do what they gotta do to you. And you spit in her face. And you just disrespected her. And you wanted to fight her. And you was mad close to her face like you was gonna do something to her. Pull her head, pussy. Yeah, it's the thought process for me. Because that's what it is. Because when a real man steps to you, that's how they looking at you. Because now why you pleading the fifth, sir? Why are you pleading the fifth for? You tough. Be tough with this grown-ass man that's right in front of you. You got so much to say. Say what you got to say to that grown man, not the female. You was just saying how she weak-minded. You was just saying how she's weak. Now there's a man in front of you. Now you don't want to do nothing. You don't got that same energy. It be the mindset for me. You see how when they become one-sided? Until a real man steps in to protect. That's what real men do, regardless of someone's sexual orientation when it comes to that female. And I say that respectfully. Regardless of the female sexual orientation, a real man stands up and protects. A real man, that brother that's helping his sister, his neighbor at the end of the day, is acknowledged at the end of the day. You ain't gotta walk in fear. You don't gotta be scared. Especially not no chump like this. Because evidently, he don't know how to face his own reality when it comes to a real man in front of him. Scary. Why you pleading the fifth for? It be the mindset for me. You got all this animosity towards a female. You said all this sneak dissing towards a female. You had all this malicious intentions towards a female. And then when a real man steps up and says something, now you don't got nothing to say. It's unhealthy. It's not attractive. And you got controlling issues. And it just goes to show at the end of the day. Because if you can pump your chest to a female faster than you can pump your chest to to a man, it just goes to show you at the end of the day how your relationships are set up. And I say that respectfully. You have a hand problem, you're controlling, you're a narcissist, and you're not intimidating nobody at the end of the day with your disguise. It's the mindset for me. It should be no reason why a female should not be able to stand up for herself. It shouldn't be no reason why. Because someone threatened her. Or someone went against her, a man. Trying to hurt you with your words, because that's what you're trying to project. But to let you know at the end of the day, you're wrong. And she's walking away. So exchanging words with you now. People get confused with the tones of people's voices. And I say that respectfully. Like just something so simple You come in contact with a man, right? Minding your business with a minding your business, right? It's just a thought process to me. And you can acknowledge no thank you to them, right? You come across as one miserable person, miserable, and they taking your energy as a threat. You got an attitude problem. What? Why? Because I said no thank you? It be the mindset for me. How people assume because they're miserable and they thought they heard what they thought they heard when they didn't hear it. Sometimes some men, and I say this respectfully, they go looking for trouble. And it's sad. It really is sad. Like, it's so sad that they go looking for trouble. Not all. I'm not saying all. But when you're a narcissist, you go looking for trouble. You do. How don't you not? When you got controlling problems. How is that not looking for trouble when you got controlling problems? It's the mindset for me. It's really sad to see that men really feel threatened and intimidated by a woman, a grown woman. It's sad. It really is sad. It really is sad. And then the first thing they want to talk about at the end of the day is their upbringing or what they saw. Once you start having kids, and I say this respectfully, when you want somebody to respect your child, it be the mindset for me. It's just certain things you start to outgrow when you start to have kids. That's what I thought. The same way you want somebody to respect your children is how you respect your neighbor. Because you wouldn't want nobody to bring harm towards your children or disrespect your children. So you gotta be careful of your karma. It be the mindset for me. But people don't think like that. They don't. And that's the problem. Or just like this. You ever been minding your business with the minding your business to go into, you know, a little get together or whatever's outdoors and wherever you put a name to your book, and you come across an individual that's trying to holler at you. And because you're like, no, thank you. Well, BLTCH, I ain't want your number anyway. Wait, what? You just took your time in your day just to acknowledge somebody and just for you to say what? Nothing? You had so much to say. I think it's the rejection part that y'all have a problem with. I think it really is. I think it's the rejection part. Especially when you come across a decent female. Because not everybody's the same. And I say that respectfully. Not everybody's the same. But I understand that a rejection will hurt your little feelings. But at the same time, too, it should be no reason why you talking about you want to fight somebody. Now, that's a problem. Respectfully, that's a problem. It is. Because you got too much animosity within you. Somebody's not interested for all the right reasons. And now they're actually showing you why they're not interested, what you're displaying. It's not attractive at all. Not even a little bit. Someone says no thank you, it's no thank you. Someone says have a good day, That's exactly what they mean. Somewhere else. Have a good day. It's the mindset for me. It should be no reason why a man should be intimidated, threatened by a female. Should never. It's a female. That's your neighbor. All the animosity for what? Like, make it make sense, ma'am, sir. You sitting there looking for a reaction within a reaction, trying to fight somebody at the end of the day. And then you're reevaluating your thought process. That's a female. The most disturbing thing to ever see is for someone to go into a store and to acknowledge their neighbor. And when they lock eye contact with their neighbor, they acknowledge that they don't need help. That's fine. But when someone continues to insist and it's making someone feel uncomfortable, and they let the person know, like, hey, you're making me feel very uncomfortable, back off. For you to sit there and disrespect your neighbor within the process of you showing up for yourself. All the animosity for what? Who you really mad at? Nah, for real, who you really mad at? It be the mindset for me. You know, it's not good to antagonize somebody because then the response you get back, you're not going to like it. You bothering the wrong person's sister, brother at the end of the day, relative. And then you're going to be sitting there reevaluating your life, saying to yourself is, you know what, I should have stayed in my place. Because then you're quick to say, you know what, nah, I'm good, nah, I'm good. Nah, I ain't mean to do all of that. Now you pleading the fifth. Why are you pleading the fifth for? All of a sudden, why are you pleading the fifth? When someone told you to excuse yourself, they don't want your help, but you insisted. And not only did you insist, but you disrespected them. You know how many females I done seen be disrespected because someone said, you know what, nah, I'm good. Have a good day somewhere else. And just to see the conversations go back and forth with themselves, how they disrespect females, you just reevaluate your thought process and say to yourself is, dang, your mother showed you love, but what happened to you? Because certain individuals, you'd be like, dang, you saying you have a mother in the household, you got a father in the household, but you still don't respect women. And it's crazy people say that, like, it don't matter if there's two people in the household, no parent in the household, or not at the end of the day. People are just like this. It don't matter at the end of the day. Never judge a book by its cover. And I say that respectfully. Just because, oh, the mother was in the household, the father was in the household, they went to church on Sundays, they went to Bible study on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever the case may be, they gave back to the community. That does not mean anything. That does not mean left foot gonna be out here still disrespecting females at the end of the day, hurting females at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully, because this is what happens. How things happen within the split of a second. How men sit here and cite female. A female's telling you no when it comes to something at the end of the day. It's no. It's just that simple. It's no. You don't gotta sit here and disrespect her. And then play victim when you come across the right one. It's so sad. It is. It's sad. The violence really needs to stop. It really does. Even when it comes to females as well. It's disgusting. It really is. Never judge a book by its cover. And I say that respectfully. Lining people up, playing people close, acting like they so in tune with people, or whatever the case may be. Just to psych them out their freedom. Or then you got females out here at the end of the day who don't understand when someone is not talking to them. And they just put their 2 cents into something. And that goes for men and females. And nobody's even talking to them. And they just put themselves in a conversation. And nobody was even talking to them. And now they got all this animosity. They want to fight. They quick to fight. Or they jealous. It don't matter if your sexual orientation, man or female. It don't matter. Like, jealousy is really a disease. It really is. And it's sick. It really is. There's no need to be jealous of nobody at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. The same way you can elevate, they can elevate. Everybody can all elevate. No need to be jealous at the end of the day of the next person. For what? Jealousy turns into somebody psyching them out, psyching the next person out their freedom. People acting like they your friend, or people acting like they have this close bond with you, or whatever the case may be. Y'all supposed to be family, and they try to psych you out your freedom from jealousy. Like, stop the violence. Stop the violence. I don't know what's more worse than someone hearing the music with the words within the music, and they allow this to actually run through their journal and allow them to be the norm to go run up on somebody, hurt somebody. It's the mindset for me. Because at the end of the day, you're bothering an innocent person, somebody's brother, sister, mother, father. That could be minding their business. It could happen to anybody. And this projection is being a narrative at the end of the day that is the norm to hurt innocent people. When you don't understand common sense, you won't understand what I'm saying to you, and it's okay. But it's just a mindset for me, because you don't know someone's IQ level. And I say that respectfully. You'll be very surprised of someone's IQ level, how low functioning it can really be. The clothes may show one thing at the end of the day. Them doing their hair, wearing expensive weaves and all of that, or whatever the case may be, wearing expensive jewelry. Yeah. That's one thing, but their IQ level is real low. And certain things that run through their mind will allow them to believe is the norm, because they're not mentally stable. And they will not project that to you and show you that they're not mentally stable. They wear a mask until it is revealed to who they truly are. But these same folks that wear these masks will sit here. They can look so, you'd be so surprised how they look. They look so good. You're like, oh, dang, how you doing? Oh, ha. Sit there and psych you out your own freedom. Dangerous. Dangerous. Don't matter sexual orientation at the end of the day. Dangerous. It's the mindset for me. And they're not going to tell you that they like to do it for fun. Hurt people. Because they will portray that they're so in tune with you, they respect you and all of this, whatever the case may be. And the whole entire time, they out here trying to psych you out your freedom and manipulate your character description that you're truly not. Just to play you close. Act like y'all got so much in common. And y'all really don't. Y'all have nothing in common. Literally nothing. One day I was minding my business with them, minding my business. Hearing somebody sing a song about somebody hurting somebody within the song, of the lyrics of the song, right? And they were so in tune with the song. Just for them to turn around. Those intentions that was behind the song, they actually went and hurt somebody. They actually went out and robbed somebody, hurt somebody, and didn't have good intentions. Playing somebody close, fake gaslighting them. You know, you can never judge a book by its cover, so people start to feel too comfortable when they see something displayed right in front of them that looks so presentable and decent. But just to analyze their thought process and reevaluate their life, they just got sight that they own eyesight, judging a book by its cover. It's the thought process for me. It really is. It's sad. And these type of crimes really need to stop. It really do. Talking about bringing harm towards somebody, psyching them out their freedom. Just what? About a week or two ago? Not even that much. It wasn't even. It hasn't even been a month yet. Young ladies going out to have a good time. I mentioned this in my last video. And a lot of situations like this happen every single day. And it's sad. It's sad. Because that could be your sibling. That could be your relative. That could be your folks that you love and you say you care. Why I gotta be the wrong place at the wrong time all the time? Why? Why does it have to be the wrong place at the wrong time? Why does it have to be? It's the mindset for me. It should be no reason why somebody's going to an outing and enjoying themselves at the end of the day. And people don't know how to, people just know how to shoot air. They not aiming, they shooting air. 7 people. One time. Men. Hate crime. That's a hate crime. That's a hate crime. Why not? You shooting air. You're not shooting the aim. You shooting air. So when you shooting air, because you don't know how to shoot, you shoot air, and you don't care. That's a hate crime. Because you don't care. And it get more sad when it comes to innocent babies. And it's funny how you say you're a father, right? But you protect yours, right? You protect yours. But how would you want to know if your child's not in your presence and they are somewhere not in your presence? You gonna say it's the wrong time, wrong place? Why should it have to be the wrong time, wrong place? When they supposed to be feeling comfortable, going to certain environments, going to certain areas, going to places to be comfortable. For all the right reasons. But they can't. Because they gotta reevaluate their thought process. Because somebody wanted to psych them out their freedom today. Why so over? Like, I never understood that. Like, why should it always have to be labeled wrong place, wrong time? Why? Somebody going to the store, wrong place, wrong time. No, they was going to the store. Why they can't go to the store? Why not? Why they can't go to the store? It's the mindset for me. You see how society is? Wrong place, wrong time. So we just can't go anywhere freely anymore. Without our neighbor psyching ours, trying to psych themselves out their own thought process, psych you out your freedom. Because they got controlling issues. It's the mindset for me. Stop the violence, stop the violence. Stop the violence. It's sad. It really is. And it really needs to stop. It really does, because that was never part of God's plan for us to go against our neighbor. It wasn't. Especially the ones who don't have malicious intentions towards you. And I say that respectfully. It's sad to see that it's more RIPs than someone actually saying congratulations when it comes to graduations and marriages and stuff like that. It shouldn't be so. It should be more congratulations in every area than saying RIP to somebody. Telling someone's family, sorry for your condolences. It should be less of that. When someone leaves this earth, it should be more so of a celebration. And I say that respectfully. On a good note. Because it was their actual time to go. But when someone's time is cut short, it wasn't their time to go yet. It wasn't. But you psyched them out their freedom. So it had no choice but to go. And then it's being labeled as wrong place, wrong time. We need to do stuff. We need to start doing less of that, wrong place, wrong time. And understand the assignment that it takes a village to raise children, right? And it also takes a village and a community to be at peace with one another and have respect for each other. And I say that respectfully. Some may agree, some may disagree, but it's okay, because this page ain't for everybody. And I say that respectfully. It's all right. But it's the mindset for me. We so quick to go against each other and judge each other, then respect each other. It's the mindset for me. How the enemy allows you to believe that it's the norm to bring harm towards your neighbor, and you become your worst enemy. To allow these to affect your day-to-day activities, to allow you to have these type of problems within yourself, to have controlling issues. Because the enemy allows you to believe that you become your own worst enemy, when the enemy doesn't have to do its work anymore, because you become your own worst enemy. So when you become your own worst enemy, you're miserable within. You ain't got nothing to lose. That's how you truly feel. So if you ain't got nothing to lose, you don't care about nobody around you. And you do matter. And you are worthy. You know, regardless to how your upbringing was as a child, going into your adulthood, and they overlooked you and they didn't take the time to get to know you for who you were, and you just didn't feel welcome. You matter. You do. But the violence really needs to stop. It does. It takes up too much energy within yourself to display that into the universe, and I say that respectfully. Stop the violence, stop the violence. You matter. You do. You truly do matter. And hope one day you find it within yourself to know that you do matter. And hopefully one day you find it within yourself to have more self-control for yourself. And I say that respectfully. Because you deserve it for yourself. And you stop yourself from your own growth because you have these problems within you. And you're not understanding why you can't get certain opportunities happening in your life, why certain things not working in your favor. Because you have not gotten in tune with yourself. You don't respect yourself enough to actually have the genuine, authentic self-awareness within yourself to sit down with yourself and reevaluate yourself the healthy way. To know at the end of the day, dang, not only am I being one-sided, but I have malicious intentions to hurt my neighbor. And that's not healthy at all. You know these tools that God installed within us? Self-awareness, self-respect, self-healing, self-peace, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, healthy boundaries, healthy balance, so you can elevate to become your best self-vision of yourself and recognize who you are in a healthy way. You know, people outgrow their old ways every day. But you got to choose your best self-vision of yourself to want to do so. To want the change within yourself. To see your best self-vision of yourself and understand that, you know what? I don't want my past showing up anymore than what it did. I don't care who's not going to understand that I'm changing for the better. As long as you know that you're changing for the better and you're doing the proper work for yourself within, you can do the work and change for the better. And I say that respectfully. It's not easy when it comes to healing. It's not. Somebody can tell you a healing pattern all day long. And you could take that information until the day you actually do the work within. It would never make sense. And I say that respectfully. Don't shortchange yourself when it comes to your self-love. Because you never knew how it felt to identify what self-love truly was. Because you didn't have self-awareness. Because if you loved yourself enough, you invest your time a lot more differently within yourself. And I say that respectfully. You won't be bothering innocent people. You won't be going back and forth with words with people at the end of the day to allow someone to bring you out of character or let someone antagonize you or allow someone to tell you, okay, well, I'm good today. You wouldn't be going back and forth with words with them. All right, you said no thank you, no problem. Not for you. You matter. You do. Stop the violence. Stop the violence, stop the violence, stop the violence. Stop the violence. You know, just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself and others around you. Never allow the enemy or hating disguise or personal malicious intentions psych you out your thought process, only your freedom, your pockets, or your eyesight, because they have malicious intentions. Protect your energy, because not everybody's deserving your time. You know, like I said, this page is not for everybody. It's not. God is so good. Once you get in tune with yourself to know your self-awareness, to reevaluate your thought process, and look at your reflection of yourself to recognize who you truly are at the end of the day, you will love yourself so much to know at the end of the day, you will be so respectful to the next person moving forward. And that's all I'm going to really truly say. Because once you know who you truly are at the end of the day, you will look at life a lot more differently. And I say that respectfully. You wouldn't be out here hurting innocent people because you're on God's timing. And when you're on God's timing, you move accordingly. You move with respect. And I say that respectfully. Sitting here having malicious intentions to bring harm towards your neighbor, that would not be a thought process. Unless someone's trying to bring harm towards you, that's something totally different. But for you to sit there and antagonize somebody, look for a reaction at the end of the day, nah, that was never part of God's plan. And I say that respectfully. You know, God wanted us to respect each other, unite with each other, understand the definition as to we can all elevate together. But how can you possibly understand the assignment within an assignment if you don't understand or recognize yourself to have self-awareness? And I say that respectfully because at the end of the day, you're only playing in your own face. You are. When you can't even recognize yourself and you keep saying you do recognize who you are. No, you don't recognize who you are. Because if you knew who you truly was, you wouldn't play in your face. And you wouldn't allow yourself to engage in certain topics of conversations at the end of the day if you knew who you truly was. You wouldn't. And I say that respectfully. You wouldn't. It's certain things I can't say, but at the same time too, it is what it is. But you are worthy and you do matter. You do. And when it starts with healing, you gotta mean what you say. You gotta stay true to yourself. You can't have one foot in one door and one foot in the other door. It would never make sense when it comes to healing. So because you see your neighbor elevate and you seeing God's working in that child of God's life, there's no competition when it comes to healing. There's no competition when it comes to elevating at the end of the day. There's no competition when it comes to understanding your self-worth and knowing your self-awareness. It's no competition. It's no, because you know why? Everybody's on a different pace. You know how like when people go to school, everybody's on different levels in school? That's how life is too. And I say that respectfully. It's not that somebody's slow, retarded. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Everybody's just on different levels in their lives when it comes to becoming their best self version of themselves. But when it starts with healing, you cannot wear a mask to tune into yourself or your reflection of yourself when you look in the mirror of yourself, to identify who you are. You can't wear a mask because it would never make sense. And you would never be able to do the proper inner healing within if you're wearing a mask. It's not going to make sense when you show up. You can't have one foot in one door, one foot in the other door. It's not going to make sense. You gotta mean what you say and say what you mean. With change comes growth. With growth comes true self-understanding of self. And recognizing your self-reflection of yourself is to understand self-awareness of yourself today. And I say that respectfully. Because you do matter. You do. You truly do matter. Hurting yourself with your own words because of your upbringing. And it went into your adulthood. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Confiding in all the wrong people. You didn't know how to heal. You just allowed your problems within, your trauma within, to be piled on top of each other, on top of each other, on top of each other. You never did the real inner healing. So it allows you to lash out. It allows you to be in unhealthy relationships. It allows you to be in toxic situations. Because you're not stable. And when you're not stable, you're all over the place. And you become your own worst enemy. It's no competition. It's not. Because when it comes to your trauma healing, everybody walks of life is different. It is. It's totally different when it comes to healing. Your situation may be worse than the next person. Or somebody's situation may be more worse than yours. But it's when it comes to you and how you handle your own music and facing your own reality as to what's really hurting you within to show up for you. Because what happens is your trauma, whatever you endured as a child, when it comes to trauma, and whatever else was piled up on top of that trauma, now it just went right into your adulthood. So all the gaps, but between the gaps of those years from when it first was awareness to the trauma, and it never got help. It never got help. It never got the actual help it needed to get. It didn't. You can't sit here and saying that you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're good, but then behind closed doors, you're reevaluating your life. You're saying to yourself is, I just want to be better. I just want to be at peace with myself. I just want to heal. But you don't know how to heal. You don't know how to heal. You're saying you do know how to heal, but you don't know how to heal. And I say that respectfully. Because what happens is, people wear this mask, they go outside to the world, and they got all these traumas going on within them. And you can see somebody right now, and they would not look like what they're going through until they open their mouth and tell you what they're going through. But they're hurting inside. The inside is crying, but the outside you can't tell until you actually have a conversation with them. You probably get a couple of tears when it comes to certain topics, because at the end of the day, a person gonna break. So because you've been wearing this mask for so long, it became the norm to not deal with your problems within. And that's what happens in society today. We hold on to all the stuff that was going on within us, and we find unhealthy escapes when it comes to substances, and you put a name to your book, to cope with the pain. And coping with the pain is not actually dealing with the pain, because you're running from the pain. Just like that, you go have a drink or whatever the case may be. You finish the whole entire bottle. Wake up tomorrow, dang, still feel the same. But then on top of that, you hungry. You just got a little headache, but you be alright. Ain't nothing new to you. It's the norm. But your pain is still there. That excitement you felt when having that bottle in your presence, it made you feel good. It made you feel like, you know what? I could overcome anything that I come across. For the moment. You feel like you dealing with you feel like you're dealing with your trauma during that moment of your therapy, of you having that bottle. But you're really not. You're just expressing how you feeling. But you're not doing the true and the healing within. And then as you're expressing how you feeling, you're not realizing that you start to have triggers within you of emotions that are bothering you, that you didn't even expect to be bothering you. You can have a trigger that's bothering you, that's something that triggers you, something that transpired 15 years ago, 20 years ago. This is how real it is. Because why? You wore a mask for so long, and you allowed it to pile up on top of each other. Like, you just let it just pile up. And because you allow it to pile up for so long, it's the norm to you. It became this is your cope. This is how you cope. And it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. Because what happens is, you start to lash out on the wrong people. Sometimes you may be lashing out on the right people because they bothering you for all the wrong reason. And they don't understand you. But that's not no here there to say. But you start to lash out on people when you least expect it. Because you're trying to find you. And because you're trying to find you, you confiding in all the wrong people to find you. And not only you can find all the wrong people that's to find you, you haven't really sat down and said you choose you. You haven't said it yet. You didn't acknowledge you yet. How could you acknowledge you and you overlooking you? You know, that's what happens. You know, with life, like we overlook ourselves a lot. When it comes to trauma, especially trauma, when it comes to trauma, we overlook ourselves. And because we overlook ourselves, we put ourselves in situations where we like, dang, I said, I need to take it easy next time. But when hurt becomes so hurt, you become so numb. The pain don't feel like pain no more. It's numb. And then it starts to creep up on you. And when it creeps up on you, you're just like, dang. I just want to be at peace with myself. That's it. I just want to be at peace with myself. I want to be authentically at peace with myself. It looks so easy when somebody else looks like when you see somebody else looking and loving themselves. It looks so easy, right? But you don't understand how that person got to where they are today. Just because something looks easy at the end of the day, it don't mean it was. You don't understand the half of it. The sleepless nights, the crying, the moments when that person needed a hug and nobody was able to hug that person. Yeah. It gets really uncomfortable to come to terms and being at peace with yourself. It gets real uncomfortable when doing inner healing. It gets real uncomfortable. It does. It's so uncomfortable. You start to reevaluate your life. Like I said, the process is not for everybody. Because what happens is a person says they want to start the healing process and they sit there and realize, you know what? Nah, this is too much. I'm going to just keep coping how I've been coping because this is too much. Facing your own music hurts because the pain that you thought was pain that was bothering you, you start to reevaluate your life and say to yourself it's more deeper than I thought. Yep. It's more deeper than you thought. Especially years that done passed. All that trauma that done been on top of trauma on top of trauma. You getting over one thing. You thinking you just got over one thing when it came to healing. Here goes something else you gotta heal from. This ain't even nothing new. This is all your old stuff. Now imagine if you got new stuff piling up on top of the old stuff now. You still gotta, it's a process. It's a process. It is. And it's not an overnight thing. It's not. It's not an overnight thing. It's not. It is not an overnight process. It truly isn't. God is not for sale. And I say that respectfully. This page is not for everybody, but I had to say that. God is not for sale. You know, when it comes to healing, it's not about money. It's not about money. Because when you love yourself enough, you know it's not about money. To do the real inner healing work at the end of the day, no dollar value, and I say this respectfully, will be able to identify how to heal within. Especially trauma that was endured within you from a child point of view going into your adulthood. No dollar, no matter, no money in this world will be able to help you, show you how to love yourself. But you. Ain't no amount of money in this world will be able to show you to have true self-awareness for yourself. But you. Because you have to choose you. You have to choose you. Somebody can say, I want you on my team all day long, right? They can say that all day long. But when do you decide to pick yourself? When do you decide to put yourself first? Someone can see so much potential within you, right? But when do you start to find you? When do you start to see your best self vision of you? Somebody can see so much good qualities in within you all day long. You won't be able to see the qualities within yourself until the day you have self-awareness. And I say that respectfully because it's true. It really is. The amount of people that I saw, and I say this very respectfully, the amount of people that I came across in my time to understand this, in order for them to see their greatness at the end of the day, when it comes to healing and when it comes to showing up for themselves, they gotta recognize who they are. And if you don't have self-awareness, and if you don't have self-awareness, self-respect, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, and healthy boundaries and healthy balance, you're not showing up for yourself. You're not. Because you're not going to understand God's plan for you. And I say that respectfully. You're not going to understand how to show up for yourself. You won't. When it comes to your healing process, when it comes to you showing up for yourself every single day to become your best self vision of yourself, and you're determined to. You're not going to be able to show, because you won't be able to become your best self vision of yourself until the day you acknowledge, you know what? I choose me. And not only do I choose me, but I need to do the healing within. And mean what you say and say what you mean. Be real with yourself. Because at the end of the day, and I say this respectfully, you only playing in your own face. Because what happens is, let me tell you what happens, right? And I see it a lot. When you start your healing process, this is what people do. Because people get psyched up their thought process and they say, you know what, I'm going to start the healing process or whatever the case may be. And it becomes too overwhelmed for them because it's a process. It's not an overnight process. It's a process within a process of your process. What happens is they start to psych themselves up their thought process, right? And say, you know what, now it's too much. But then they look at their neighbor and they looking at their neighbor, sneak this in their neighbor. Jealous of their neighbor. Why does it look so easy to you? Why was it so easy for you? You worried about the wrong person. Instead of acknowledging the fact, you know what, I respect your process. Congratulations, neighbor, for overcoming your trauma and your pain on your journey. But yo, can you give me a few pointers how you did it? Because this is not easy. It's difficult. Instead of being a hater in disguise, you know, your neighbor will probably be the one to be like, you know what? I don't mind helping you. But when you a hater in disguise, that energy hit different. Because you do have authentic people out here that's not going to sit here and charge you no money, especially a child of God. Nah. A child of God ain't charging you nothing. A child of God is going to give you free game. And I say that respectfully. A child of God is going to give you free game. You ain't got to spend hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars for somebody to tell you at the end of the day something your neighbor can show you that's free. And I say that respectfully. Especially when your neighbor wants to see you do better for yourself. And they not looking for clout, and they not looking for all that. And they not that type of person. When your neighbor sees at the end of the day, especially a child of God, they want to see everybody elevate. They want to see everybody become their best self-vision themselves. No need to be a hater. No. And I say that respectfully. But that may go over a lot of people's heads. And that's okay. Because what's for you will be for you with no questions asked. Especially when your steps is already ordered, and God will send genuine people into your life that's going to genuinely love you, genuinely respect you for who you truly are. That's going to genuinely love you and genuinely respect you for who you truly are. With no questions asked. With no malicious intentions. Regardless if you just started your healing process or you have not started your healing process yet. God will send the right people into your life when you least expect it. Healing process or not. But you got to be open to it. And accept the fact that you want to change for all the right reasons. Not to do it just for clout chasing, just to make a profit off of it. Nah, because you're not doing it for the right reasons at the end of the day. You're not. And I say that respectfully. Because when you do it to get money out of it, you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're not. Especially a child of God. I say that respectfully. Because when you know a child of God, you know a child of God's heart. The energy hit different. It's too genuine. And being a copycat was never part of God's plan. Be your own authentic self. Because everybody was created differently. Everybody was created unique. And I say that respectfully. It's no need to be a copycat. It'd be the mindset for me. Because at the end of the day, how everybody shows up, everybody has their own technique as to how they do certain things, and what may work for you may not work for the next person. What may work for me may not work for you. And that's life. It's life. Like, what may work for me may not work for you. What may work for this person may work for me. What may work for that person may not work for you. It's just the mindset. Because not everything is meant for everybody. And I say that respectfully. Not everybody's open to come out their comfort zone to, you know, when it comes to change. Because of the fact that when you become your own worst enemy, you expect you expect to see certain things be the same all the time. When change is good for all the right reasons. For all the right reasons, change is good. And you matter. You do. And you are deserving of people to be around you that's going to authentically love you and genuinely respect you for who you truly are. But stop the violence, stop the violence, stop the violence. Stop the violence. It's been real. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you're going to be treated with respect 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself and others around you. Protect your energy because not everybody's having your time. Never allow the hate in disguise or personal malicious intentions psych you out your freedom, your thought process, your pockets, or your eyesight because they got malicious intentions. Protect your energy because not everybody's serving your time. Love yourself with God's protection for every direction. Love yourself, love yourself. Love yourself with God's protection for every direction. Now you genuine love, respect. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe week ahead of you. Protect your energy. God is good. God got your back. There are better days ahead. God said there are better days ahead. And I say that respectfully. Now you genuine love, respect. Have a good day.